This video is long, so I am going to upload this video in 2 parts. Please watch both parts so that you're able to prepare better for the precast or visa interview, because a lot of schools have started doing precast interviews and you don't know if you will be selected for the visa interview. So please watch both parts so that you are better prepared for your precast or visa interview.
Everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Cause you know I get it, I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'm a freaky crazy. Get that freaky on, get that freaky on, get it right.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi, aka Petite Diva, and I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also a Development Solutions Scholarship Award winner. In this educational series, I talk about the UK admission process, I talk about the UK visa application process, I talk about tips and tricks to enjoy your stay as an international student in the UK, and I also talk about tips and tricks on how to earn more money as an international student. So if you like videos such as this and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you'll be notified anytime I upload videos. Now, before we continue with this video, I just want to remind you that I offer some UK educational services. Right now, I'm only offering my UK admission package. And the UK admission package comprises of me curating courses and schools that best fit you, helping you to write the SOP after consultation with you, also helping to write the academic CV that will help to boost your chances of getting an offer, and also helping you with the application process so that your application is as smooth as possible. Now, I have 2 packages depending on your educational background and professional experience. If you want to use my service, please send a mail to the email address on the screen. When sending me a mail, please send me all your documents and be specific with what you want. Let me know what course you are thinking of studying, and also some personal things that will help me. Please don't send me mails and asking me, can you give me names of schools that have low tuition fee and all those things. I will not answer you. If you want to use my service, that is when you send me a mail. Please don't send me mails that are funny. And remember, send me all your documents so that I can review you. Then I will let you know if you fit into my clientele and how much it costs, so that you already know what the implication of working with me is. Also, you can join the Telegram group. The Telegram group is where it is. Now there are 2 Telegram groups, the January and the September. The September is not really open anymore. So the link that will be in the description box is the January Telegram group. So if you are for January 2024, please check it out and join the group. It's going to get live very soon because it's already application time for January 2024. So please, you can join the Telegram group to get real-time information about the whole application process, admission, and the rest. Also, if you want to use my service, you can join the Telegram group, then send me a private message. So with all that said, let's get into this video. Another thing that you have to do is to research about accommodation in your city, in where you're staying, where your school is located. Please don't go and research about accommodation outside your school location, because you cannot say, I'm in Manchester, I will live in London. Please, please, please. You should research about accommodation in Manchester. So you need to have started doing your research. You need to have started doing some things to be able to show that you already know where you're going to stay. So if possible, you check out accommodation sites, student accommodation sites. You try and communicate with them. You can also check sites that are on accommodation, that is Zoopla, Rightmove, and the rest. So you can communicate with some of the landlords. So when you ask what are your plans for accommodation, you might say, I'm already working with so and so student accommodation site, and I've been given some options to choose from. There's the option with bills inclusive, and there's the option without bills. They've also told me about a studio flat, which I rejected because I want to stay with other international students. So I've chosen the 4-bedroom flat. I'm going to have 1 room in it. It's located at so and so place, but I'm in the process of paying and the deposit and stuff like that. And then you now say, oh, it is in so place. If you're going to state where it is, make sure that you know how close it is to the city center, you know how close it is to your campus, you know what means of transportation you're going to use. Are you using tram? Are you using bus? Are you going to walk? Are you going to use taxi? If you say you're going to use taxi, they will know that something is up, because and taxi might be too expensive for a student. So you probably will say bus or walk or whatever. If you don't have any specific place, you might say that you are considering 2 or 3 places and they are located at this place, this place, this place. And most of them are about 30 minutes away from the school, away from city center, whatever. But you have to be specific. You cannot say, oh, I have a place, make sure you are specific. Or when I get there, I would know what I would do. Ha! You cannot do that. I was asked this question, and because I'd been on Nairaland and I was already communicating with someone that had a place, she had already met with the landlord. She had taken a room. She was looking for someone to take the next room. So I was already communicating with the landlord. The landlord had sent me pictures of the room, and I already knew where I was staying. So it was just for me to go and check and confirm that it is what it is, and then I'll pay. Because most times you're advised not to pay without getting somebody to physically view the place. But because I did not know the person that had gotten this other room, so I could not really trust that person, I had to check it myself. So that's kind of what I said, that I've been communicating with the landlord. I have pictures that I sent, but I still need to physically view the place, and that I didn't really know where it was, but it was close to one of the campus. It was close to Jubilee campus. Where I stayed was close to Jubilee campus of my school. So it was easy for me to say that, okay, this is what it is. Right. So please don't just do You need to know specifically of where you're going to stay. You cannot float. It's not possible. You know, with all the accommodation issue right now, they are going to be very peculiar about that question. So that's kind of how you can answer that question. Another thing is, get ready to defend your study gap, for those that have study gap, because you are going to be asked, what have you been doing after your graduation? So get ready. If you've been working, please list them the way it's supposed to be. Or after graduation, I served my nation through the NYSC scheme, that's the National Youth Service Corps scheme. After completing my service year, I worked at this place for some years. After that, I moved to this place, I moved to that, and where I am currently, I've been there for over so amount of years. My roles there involved this. While working, I've gained extra skills. I've done certification in so and so. I've taken training in so and so. So they know, okay, you have been working, you are not lying down. If you have a business, you talk about it. But if you have a business, you talk about it. Your career prospect must be linked to the business, because they will ask you, if you say you want to shift to another career prospect, what will happen to your business? So you should be able to defend that, okay, maybe you are going to hand over to a manager, and then the person be managing it for you, and you'll be consulting, or you'll be reviewing it regularly, or something like that, that you can say for career prospect, and also when you are defending your study gap. Now, the last thing I would say is that you need to speak coherently. You need to be able to communicate what you want to say. I know interviews can increase your anxiety like crazy. Personally, I don't like interviews. I don't like oral interviews. Once I hear oral interview like this, I am in trouble, because I will just start getting anxious. But one of the things that helped me was knowing the questions, knowing some of the type of questions that they can ask, researching and practicing. Yes, practicing. and then getting information from other people that have done it. So that time there was no Telegram group like that. There was Nairaland. So people will come, they I've done my interview. This is what they asked, blah blah blah. That's what everybody was doing, and this is what they asked. This. So some people will say, how do you answer this question? Some people will say, this is what you say, this is what you research to be able to say that. So that was what I did. And because I also chose the course that I was already into it, I was able to speak on it. Then, because I'm an efiko, if you call it that way, I'm an efiko, most times I used to talk. When I know something, I will talk. I will not do short answer. I will talk. It's when I don't know it that I might just bam. But if I know it like this, I will talk. All those people that used to abuse in school, that they would take extra shit. My friend, when you are answering, take extra time. Now, why I'm saying that is that most of the time, if you're able to talk, when they ask you one question, they ask you the second question, they ask you the third question, they ask you the fourth question, they ask you the fifth question, they will not go to the 10th question. They will skip. Because they'll be like, oh, this person knows what they're saying. And if we stay here, this person will say till night. So they will just skip. And then might just go to some tiny questions, and then because they will be like, you know what you're saying. You're not going there to jump classes. You're not going there to be a nuisance. You have already done your research. You're already showing that you are a good student. So that's one of the tricks to answering these questions. You need to talk, but don't talk out of point. Don't go and talk something that will go and put you inside trouble. That's why I say practice. You should be able to speak for at least 2 to 3 or 4 minutes on a question. You should be able to say something that is not out of place when answering the question for at least 2 to 4 minutes. This is very, very important. I know when I did my own interview, we had to wait to enter a cubicle, and I would see people 1 hour, and I'm like, I entered, and I think I used less than 20 minutes. I even wanted to talk more, and when I was even there, I was really speaking so fast. And she had to tell me, please calm down, please speak slowly. So I think by the time I finished talking for a few minutes, they were like, okay, please, let's just go. Let's just go. This person knows what the person is doing. And then also the fact that I won a scholarship of almost 2/3 of my school fees is another advantage that I had, because they will be like, there's no how the school is going to give me 2/3 scholarship and I'm not a good candidate. So that's kind of things that helped me. Now let's get into some examples of the questions that you might be asked at a precast or visa interview. So the first one is, what are the cities close to your chosen place of study? Now I'm just listing the questions. This is not how they are going to ask, so don't think they will ask you this question first, this question second. It might be the 10th that I wrote that might be the first. So now the number one is, what are the cities close to your chosen place of study? So if you are choosing Sheffield Hallam University, you are going to be in Sheffield, so they might ask you, what are the cities close to Sheffield? You might be asked, why did you choose the UK to further your study? You might be asked, why did you choose to apply to this specific school, your specific school? You might be asked, what was the last educational course that you studied? What was it all about? You might be asked, what have you been doing since you graduated? You might be asked, why did you choose the particular course that you want to study in the UK? You might be asked, what models are you going to take and which one are you most interested in? You might be asked, why didn't you study the course in your home country? You might be asked, what do you intend to do after studies? What are your post-study career plans? What are the type of jobs that you want to do or can do? And how much do you expect to earn? You might be asked, what do you know about the city that your school is located in? You might be asked, where do you plan to stay while studying? You might be asked to tell them about your living arrangement already. You might be asked how close it is to school, and what is the means of transportation that you would need to use to get to school. You might be asked how you are able to afford to study the course in the UK. Yes, you might be asked your source of income. You might be asked, do you have any family in the UK? You might also be asked, do you plan to work while in the UK, and are you fully aware of the working condition or restriction? That is the 20 hours during term time, 20 hours per week during term time, and full time during the holidays. So this is all for today's video. I know, yes, it is long and in 2 parts. Hopefully you watched both parts, and if you liked what you watched, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not yet subscribed but you like videos like this, you want to know more about the UK educational system and life as an international student in the UK, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
I be on the top, 'cause I own it, know it, I'm a real